So we start with the webs. Yes, please add your names in the attendee section. And we start with the web. First we have web 21, which is the past GA. It has an open PR about enhancing the web so that it records the version of GA. Neil, did you want to say something more about it?
Yeah, this PR doesn't only graduate the web, it also makes some changes in what we thought was a mistake before, that we included alpha and beta in the proposal itself. So the references to alpha and beta have been removed. Yeah, so please review.
By the way, I think the issue is not updated. It has an old feature gate name.
And I better fix it quickly before I fall into trouble.
Cool. The next one is web 106, which is decoupling the network attachment definition from keyword.
Oh, it's open? I didn't even remember that I set this PR. It's a graduation?
No, this is the issue.
Oh, that's the issue. Okay.
Do you have open
I
PRs on
need
this?
to.
I see PR.
I did not post the PR yet. I should post it in the next couple of days. PR to graduate this feature.
Yeah, I looked into the graduation of this feature, and I think that we need to enable the network resources injector in the operator lane for us to graduate it.
What is the operator lane?
There is a lane called SIG operator or something.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Because it has what? It has custom resources?
It has an upgrade test of a VM with a secondary network, and I noticed that they are explicitly disabling this feature, so we need to have a look why.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
The next one is web 111, which is the upgrade path. Does it have open PRs?
It does. It has a web to mark the graduation version, and also it has a draft PR for the implementation, which deletes 250 lines or so, and the full graduation, the full deletion will delete around 1,000 lines, which is nice.
Nice.
What's the full versus what is the full? What do you mean?
This one just graduates the feature, so it just drops some mechanism that we had to preserve ordinal naming schemes, and the full removal after this feature will be GA'd for, I don't know, 1 or 2 versions. We could remove all of the handling of ordinal naming scheme, and it's about 800 lines of code.
Wow. And ugly code.
Yes, yeah. It's a nice simplification.
Cool. Meanwhile, this has an LGTM. It just needs an approve. Please take a look. The next one is the Grand Web 183. There was a PR from Orel about enhancement of the web. And there are a lot of PRs for the implementation.
What do you mean there are a lot of PRs for code implementation?
I saw a lot of PRs open on this topic. I'm trying to find them.
Those are merged. It's closed. We just need to focus, please, on what Orel did.
Okay, and we also had these ones, which are related to WIP 183, no?
Yeah, but we don't need to discuss it at the moment because it depends on a decision which is not made about which mode of the SRV driver is on.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you want to say anything more about 183 now? Okay, moving on to the next one.
One thing is, if there are verbs that should not be processed, please either move them to draft or work in progress. I don't know. Don't leave them like that because they will be asked again when collecting for the next release. There will be query again. So it will be better if we announce that things should not be treated.
Okay. Next we have WIM 168, which is the masquerade port ranges. I know it had an implementation PR, which merged, and what's happening to it now?
I will reach out to them to ask them if they are interested in moving it to beta in 1.10.
Cool. Next we have 307, which is the network binding plugin for fee host users. I think we decided to not process this.
That's Eddie's web.
Yes.
That's Benoit's web in a new form.
Okay, this is more
You were
effective by
supposed to, I don't know what happened here, but people were supposed to approve it just as it was moved from the previous place to the new web repository. And after this, I wanted to migrate all webs to this format, but it got stuck. I guess I need to get back to it.
But what are we going to do with it, Eddie? Just hold it
It's
in
going
the
to be
new.
merged. The new agreed format for webs was that we could merge things even if they didn't go into implementation. For example, this one was agreed at the level of the design. I mean, so the only part that was missing was the actually implementing it, like committing to have it in one of the versions and implementing it. But it was implemented by the author in non-publicly, like by themselves. So it didn't got implemented in the community. But we want this kind of things to be merged in the sense that it was reviewed by everyone. And it was agreed. So we want to merge it. And so that
But
this was agreed on. That's
in
it.
any case, I think that we should put a comment there that VEP 183 replaces this as the best solution for a VHOST user.
I don't think we need to. This was like a history thing. It was already agreed on, but it didn't got matched. So this one is just saying we just persisted. If we could add it in some PR comment or something. I don't think I mean, it's historic. So 1 year ago, this was agreed on, and now there is another web that continues it. But I don't think it's exactly the same. And I don't want to mention there something that it's futuristic. So I'm fine with maybe putting some reference on the PR or something that makes sense. Anyway, this was just an example to take in order to persist something old so it will exist for the future. Because no one will remember this in any other form.
Tuesday.
Okay. Moving on to the issues. The first one is about the binding plugin and its name. It has an implementation from Orel.
Yes.
This one is a result of a bug opened by Adrian. It passes new environment variables to network binding plugins which have a sidecar, and it has an LGTM from Benyat and approval from Eddie. Now I need to find the root approver to approve it. Although
Igor is
Sure.
here, I can ask him.
Next we have this one. This is about, I did not understand the issue fully. So they're using like bridge on the primary net interface. I mean, that's what they said. They're using bridge, but that's on the primary interface, right?
Yeah, that's the person who we recommended to join the call today
Mhm.
in the community call on Wednesday. So I think we need to go over all the details here and see exactly what he's trying to do.
To me, it looked like a kind of a UDN setup, the thing that we have when we're trying to connect to a UDN network over L2 bridge or bridge in this case. And looks like what they want is they do not want the IP of the pod to be seen from anywhere within the VM, but then it has to be reachable by SSH from the pod. And none
I
of
thi-
our existing solutions work.
I think that what he wants is to connect with VirtCTL SSH
Mhm.
through the pod network, actually to the VM. And it doesn't work when you have two different interfaces that one of them is the pod network and the other is the one that is actually passed to the VM. You can you want to assign this to me and I will look at it.
Sure.
Thanks.
I think it is missing the manifest. Do you see the manifest here?
No, but they say somewhere they're using bridge.
Yeah, but
I'll ask for the
okay.
manifest. I'll
Yes.
respond and ask for the manifest.
Okay, thank you. The next one is, I think we decided that we will discuss this in the SIG compute, right? Did something else happen after that? This is implementation PR and
What? What? What
I
is
thought,
the? Let's
sorry?
talk with specifics. I don't understand. What is specific ask for and
I remember we discussed this in the community call once, and we decided that this is more related to the SIG compute.
I think it was related to, I forgot the web number, but the Itamar's new plugin mechanism, new sidecar mechanism, no? Oh, well, help me with the number. It was web 96,
190.
190. I remember the 9.
how is that
I've,
relevant? I don't understand.
what did you ask, Eddie?
How is it relevant? I don't understand. It
The-
doesn't say about hook,
In the
about the
call,
plugins.
it was raised in the call, in the community call, and I think that you even talked with them about it, and we all recommended to use 190 as a mechanism to achieve what they want.
190 is alpha. It will change the most likely. If it's up to me, it will completely change. I don't know people are talking about it as if it's the solution of everything. I don't exactly know what they are looking for here. I think they wanted to pass information to the sidecar itself. When they are talking
Yes.
about hooks, the old hook mechanism, the hook sidecar mechanism, and the network one. So they wanted to pass metadata, like we are passing the Multus device info thing.
I'm not sure. Yes,
That's it. This is what I understood. And if someone now, I think we told them that the hook is not, it will not be, we will not do anything about the hooks, like the old hook point, the side hooks. But for the network binding, if they need something, then we can negotiate it, like to pass their download API or more information beyond the device info. And then maybe they were redirected to the plugin, but they will talk about it there about more metadata there. I don't know what this one specifically was. Was there an answer from anyone here?
There's a
From
PR
you,
for implementation which has a lot of comments. Sorry?
there was a response from Eddie on one of these. I don't remember which the issue.
Eddie, didn't you recommend to use the mutating admission policy?
I don't know what I remember. I'm just asking, why are we talking about it here? That's my question. That you want me to summarize it? I just gave before like a very quick summary. Now I want to know why it is classified here. I mean, what is asked from the network, the network 6. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything more to do here for now. I'll remove it from our list. Next, we have this one, where after upgrading from 1.4 to 1.8, CentOS 6 and macOS are not reporting the IP. I think it has something to do with the guest agent reporting the IPs, but I need to look further.
Yes, it makes sense. And also, these are very old, Linux distributions. Maybe they don't work with the latest guest agent. And maybe, the guest agent commands have changed over time.
I can assign it to me. I will take a look. Next, we have this one. So the issue is if they have a VM with run strategy always, and for some reason if they go into the VM and shuts it down, after it comes up, it's not reachable via the new. It's not reachable over SSH via the new IP. I kind of tested it. Actually, I tested the implementation PR that someone had. It's not related. It's not linked here, but you can find it if you go from here and then to not this one. I think it's this one. So basically, I could not reproduce it fully. I was not using Cilium. I was using my normal pod in the networks. And the thing is that in the implementation PR, they said that there might be a case where the UUID remains same, and after the pod crashes or the VM is rebooted, it works on the same UUID, so it sees in the cache that the network setup has already been completed, so it does not do the new network setup for the new IP. In my case, when I tried it, I did not see it using the old UUID. The implementation makes sense to have, but I could not recreate this thingy. I left a comment on the implementation PR and the person answered. I need to take a look.
I don't understand I don't understand. What is the scenario? They are shutting down the VM, and then
They're shutting down the VM from the guest, yes.
What does it matter from what?
I mean, that's what they describe. But yes, they're shutting down the VM.
Okay, so they are shutting down the VMI is disappearing, so it starts again. If it's always set, then it will start it automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so it will create a new VMI.
Mm-hmm.
So what is changing? What they are thinking they changed?
The
What's
VMI
the
gets a new IP, but this new IP is not reachable via SSH anymore.
it gets a new IP? Okay, makes sense.
But it's not reachable via SSH after reboot, like after coming up once again.
From where?
From anywhere, I think.
Then they explain why. They know why.
Yeah, in the implementation PR, they guessed that also there was a PR from Kike where they guessed that the same UUID is being reused for some reason after the new VMI comes up. So it
Obviously, it's the
says
same. The guest UID, or you mean the firmware UID?
the
UID.
UUID that's used in the network cache file in the nodes.
What?
So in
Yes.
the
So
nodes you have
why
like a
should it?
network.
It's the same guest. So I don't understand.
No, it uses a different UUID. That's what I checked.
What do you mean different? I don't. Where did you? Where is this UID you're talking about?
It's on the node somewhere like I forgot the exact path, but it's on the node. Something
It's not supposed
network
to be a
cache.
new ID. Why should it be a new ID? You check it with container disk maybe, but they may be using a PVC, a regular disk that is persisted over the boot. This is like the common case. I was not a container disk is a firmware. So if they use the volume that it persists the everything, then you shut down your PC or your laptop, and then you start it again. It has the same disk, so it will have everything there. It's not
I think
ephemeral.
I think the intention here is for the caches that we save in Vert Handler.
Yes, it's a network cache UUID.
Network cache. If the VMI was not destroyed, then I don't get it.
So I saw
Are
there's a
they?
cache being created here. Sorry?
Yes, there is you are talking about the cache of Will Handler?
I don't know who creates it, but something in the network creates it.
What do you mean? You are talking
Anyway,
about covert logic, or you're talking about guest logic, you're talking about
Qbert logic. I'm talking about Qbert logic.
so covert logic, you mean that we are persisting a UID in the Wirt handler in
That's
that.
what the implementation says. That's what the implementation PR says, but we are not persisting the UUID. That's like that is
Yeah,
what we should be doing.
why? Why should we do it? The cache there is about the VMIs that are active. Once the VMI is destroyed, it's destroyed. Why should I persist it? I don't get it.
We should not persist it. That's the point. And this PR is about in case it's being persisted to like take care of that scenario. You can take a look at this implementation PR. I don't think it solves the bug that they are talking about here, but maybe the implementation makes sense.
No, I don't. The logic, everything that was told now, I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. So maybe the story should be re-examined and re-explained and explain what is the symptom, then what is the what UID we are talking about, why it matters here at all, what's everything, why does it make sense, why it doesn't make sense, what it fixes, what it does not fix it. All of these questions should be answered.
Okay, I can answer it in the implementation PR. I wrote
So I
something
think you
here.
should. I think you should. You can raise it. Like if you go over this, please let's have a talk. I
Mhm.
don't know. After you have this, you understood what's going on to explain us what is the problem, or you can send a link. so we can read the summary.
Okay, that works. Bottom line, I could not reproduce the bug that they were talking about here. I did not use Cilium, but it did not happen in my case. So maybe it's related to Cilium, but I do not know. Moving on to the PRs.
This and the next one are from Adrian. He
Mhm.
wants to open a new repo under the KubeVirt.org to have the obvious DPDK solution there. The second one is also related. You can skip.
Mhm.
Why
Okay.
are there two? What's the second one?
I think one adds the approver and the other one adds the repo,
Oh, okay,
something like
okay.
that.
Mhm.
What's happening here? Decouple storage and network validation from PMI create, VMs, and PMI RS emitters. Okay, I did not take a look at this PR. I'm not sure what it is.
Just need to review it. There was another PR by this user who got in, and I wasn't able to review it. I think it's the next one, and I will review it, after the fact.
What do you mean you will review it? Why do you need to review it before the LGTMs?
It was already reviewed. I want to understand. It was already merged, not this one, the other one that I talked about.
Someone merged the... I don't get it. You mean if they touch the network part or not?
This one, yeah, this one.
Who approved it? Okay. Can you send or can you please send me a link to this one to the...
Sure.
I want to escalate this. Please, if you find that someone approved network related code without anyone in this in the SIG looking at it at all, like it's fine that only one of us looked at it. It doesn't have to be approval. If you see that it happened and no one looked at it, I want to know about it, please. Thank you.
It's admission controller changes, right?
Yes, I think so. It looked like admission control, but I don't care. Even if it's one liner, I don't. It doesn't matter.
Okay. The next one is this one. These are from the cleanup series by Dan.
Oh yeah, we talk about it with Dan. Yeah, I think that Ram is reviewing it and also all.
I
Or
thought I
Star.
reviewed it as well, but I don't see it anywhere now. Yes, sorry, please go on.
No, I'm saying I'm just started. I didn't finish. I see from is on it. Let him continue.
Okay, please take a look. This is the one that was merged.
Sent it to Eddie. You can continue.
Okay. This is to use the new builder pattern. I will take a look at it later.
Where? It's in.
Instead
It's a
of
very
syntaxes like this, it's I think one of the cleanup PRs.
Oh, it's a cleanup?
Or like a betterment PR, improvement PR.
It has dual GTMs. I started reviewing it just before this call. I'm halfway through.
Thank you. Next is this one. I reviewed it. It needs an approval. Next, what's this one? It will block the link state for past binding.
This is not a very critical one, just past binding does not support link state down until we will upgrade to some libvirt version, so we can block it, can ignore it and just have a bug.
Okay, I will take a look on Friday. Next, what's happening here? Move DHCP server launching into the DHCP package.
This is also a mechanical refactoring. It moves code from one place to another. It does not change behavior.
Okay. Next is a linter PR. Please take a look. This is a very, very small PR and we can approve it in 5 minutes. It has an LGTM, needs an approval. Next we have this one. It's bumping.
It's
Yes.
bumping Istio to a non end of life version. Currently, we do use an end of life version, but there are some issues with it, not with the PR, with the way the CI of KubeVirt CI works. I've escalated to the relevant people, but just FYI.
By the way, I just SSH'd into a node in KubeVirt CI, and I saw the STLCTL version 124.6 there. The tar.gz was there in the root directory. So yeah, I guess you're right. It's part of the provisioning.
Okay, next we have two PRs, which makes the conformance test run with non-pod interface setups. This one fixes the cleanup scripts because in some environments you may have a label that's set on the namespace which is not allowed to be modified. And in the cleanups, there is a process which resets the labels of the namespaces to what was before starting the test. So this introduces a little flag where you can pass the labels that you want the cleanup to respect, like to not clean up. So please take a look.
What do you mean? It goes over all the namespaces? That's what you
No,
mean?
just the ones that the test created. So the conformance test usually creates like KubeVirt test 1, KubeVirt test hyphen something
Yes.
something, like 4 or 5 namespaces. In some cases, you can have webhooks which inject special labels into these namespaces, and those labels are not allowed to be deleted or modified. So the user can add a list of labels that they do not want the cleanup script to clean up, and that they can do through this flag.
I'm not sure that it will be approved.
Why
What?
is that?
I don't know if it will be approved, but
Yeah, I don't understand why the fix is not to remove the labels that were added. I don't get it.
Because
And
sometimes there are validating, I don't know what they're called, webhooks, which do not allow you to remove certain labels.
no, I'm asking why the why,
But all the folders would be under.
can you mute please? I feel like I'm talking with someone else. why when something is, I mean, the fix should be probably like the classic one is when you add a new label to a namespace, to a test namespace, that label should be removed, right? That specific label should be removed. Why do I need to remove all labels? That does not respect namespaces that require special handling, maybe, right? Like this, your case here. So why the
Then
fix
the
is not, if there is our tests that are adding labels, they
Mhm.
should make sure that these specific labels are removed, not everything. So if you have, for example, reserved, you could go with two options, like either monitor the labels that are added and make sure they are deleted afterward, after the test. That's option one, which is more classic, I would say, and explicit. And the other option is to only record all the known labels that are added during the test and
Mhm.
just delete only them. Don't delete other things. Is it, do I make my,
Makes sense. Yes, I
and
might be able
there
to
is
check.
another, there is actually a
Mhm.
third one. A third one that
Mhm.
is that keep a static list of labels that are not to be touched. They are reserved. That is even worse. I mean, it's ugly as well. But
It's
adding,
already there. We have like a static list of labels which the cleanup will not mess with, and we have included there something which is not very upstream specific, so maybe we can remove that later.
no, I think the good solution is the first one. That's what needs to be done. It's maybe sounds harder, but with the tools that we have today, it's supposed to be pretty easy, no? Every
Yes,
time
makes sense.
someone
I
is,
will check. Yes, I will check. What it does right now is it has, I think, a list of label which it adds during the test and then removes during the test, but I can check. Makes sense. I will check.
okay, in general, I think this whole the way that we are working in the functional test is pretty bad. I hoped in the past, I don't have these hopes anymore, but I hope that someone with a lot of energy and youth can go and change all the tests so that each test will create its own namespace and that's it. Like this is how Kubernetes is working. But we are not working this way, and it causes all kind of problems like this one. So in a more clean environment, I will expect that each test or each group of tests will create its own namespace and then terminate that namespace and continue on, like Kubernetes is doing. But we are stuck with this thing, which is causing all kind of troubles like this one. Anyway, yeah, what we said before. Let's try to do it in a nicer way.
Yes, I will take a look. And the final one is also from the same series. So there's a test which is specific to pod networks where it compares the IP of the VMI status, the first IP in the VMI status, to the pod IP. And this is not valid for setups which do not have pod network. So it adds a small skip based on some, well, not very nice criteria, but please take a look.
How can you? What do you mean? What does it mean? No pod network. There is no such thing. What do you mean? Non pod network cluster. There is
So
always a
if
pod network.
no, I mean that's not the default one. That's not the primary or default one. So
It's
in
not
case
the
your pod, yeah, in case pod network is the default network, the IP that appears on the pod status will be the IP that's also propagated to the VMI. But in case of things which are non-pod network like UDN and all those thingy, the
yes.
pod network, the pod will have two IPs or two networks, and only the pod network will be reflected in its status and not the other ones. But the other IP will be propagated to the VMI. So the VMI's IP and the pod IP showing up in the pod status will be different. So this
I don't know.
test does not make
If I
sense.
test, if I'm testing if I'm testing a pod network by the definition, then that will check that the pod network got into the VM. If I'm not checking that, I'm checking something else that is not pod network, then it will not show it. So if the test is checking that, then this is what it tests. So that if someone is using something that is not the pod network, then it should not run the test. I don't get it.
That's exactly what this PR is doing. It's skipping the test in case the pod network is not the default network of the setup. It's skipping the test.
Skipping is not good, but okay. I hope you mean something else. You cannot skip it based on.
No, I'm really skipping it. Should I
So
do
you
something else? I'm
Yeah, you
literally doing
cannot
a
skip.
skip.
It's not allowed to skip. You need to be explicitly say when you run the test, you need to say, I do not want to run this test.
So
We are
it
not
should
allowed
have
to
a
skip.
label.
We had this done in the past that when you do skipping, programmatic skipping inside the test logic, what it does is that if you have two clusters, one with and one without, it will dynamically run or not run it, and you do not know if you executed the test or not. And you want to know it. You want to say, in this cluster, I want to run this test. And they either fail or not. But I don't want to have the question is it running or is it not running? That's not good. Any dynamic condition for running a test or not should be avoided. It should not happen. If we have skips today in our test, it's bad, very bad. It means that we have very bad coverage. We are dependent on the cluster we are running on, and we do not know if it ran or didn't run. We do not know if we have coverage or not. That's
So we
the
should
problem.
use labels instead. That will be better.
Labels is one option, yes. Or you can just say that this or this file or this some other marking is usually it's either files or packages or labels. Yes, makes sense. If it's a file, even then you can have a label to edit, so you do not. It's like I think like SIG network label. We do not need to edit on every test. It's at the top level or something like that.
Okay, I can check.
But please, if you identify, I remember that we still had some skips, so that's bad. We should not have any skips. It means that we have problematic coverage.
Okay, I will check. That's everything on the list. Do you know of anything else? I see stuff on the open floor. I'll go there directly.
Hi. Yes, so this is the document about the future of SRV, not related to DRA. We have the emulated lane, so we need to decide what, at the moment it runs as a standalone lane, phase 2, as we had kind of SRV, but we can improve it. So I started to talk about it with Aurel on the Slack. The link is linked there. So there are couple alternatives. So if Eddie can look on it, please. So we decide which are the right alternatives, either periodic or folding, and later doing parallel and the optimization, which is in the second page. But the first decision, please, is either we do it periodic or folding. Aurel is pro periodics. There are some alternatives also in periodic. It's on the stack, or if we want to fold it, it's another story. By the way, maybe it's not. Maybe we want both, but but it will need please review and decisions. At least this document has three parts: the folding, the running in parallel, and the deep optimizations. We can do it by steps. Some of them are orthogonal, some of them need to be first, and so on.
Okay, so I think let me go 2 steps back. I don't know if everyone here understands. You started somewhere in the middle, I guess. So it requires some intro or something like that. So the discussion here is about we have SRV test running today, right? And the SRV test, I don't know if it was removed or not, but the SRV test were running on kind on a dedicated hardware.
Yeah, it
And
was
the idea,
removed.
so it is removed from on main, I think, right?
Yes.
So the idea is to, and now they are running on an emulated SRV, which is like emulated. The nodes have an emulated NIC that is representing as like an SRV. And now the question is, and it is running like the kind one, more if I remember correctly. And now this is the second step, right? Or this is
Yes.
like the step of how to improve it. So
Yes.
improving means that I think that this is the option that was here. One option is to take all of these tests and move them into our regular lane, our regular network job, in order to just not to waste time on the setup of the starting the cluster, because it's emulated, so we can just add this test there and that's it. I think that's one option, and there is another option with this option to run them in parallel as well. I think, right? Is there
Yes.
another one?
Yes. Deeper optimizations, which is in the last page there. It's a lot of details. It's
About what? Optimizing what? The time or what?
no,
There's
the
also
network manager.
The
there's
what?
also an option to fix them because they are not stable.
There is one test which is unstable before the emulated SRV. It's not related to emulated SRV, but it's
It's
not the
not.
discussion. Hmm?
Wait,
I think that
what
it
is
is the
the?
discussion.
Wait a second.
It's not related, but
Well, I want to understand what is the more complicated one, because we had like the big picture is adding the test to existing lane, not to waste time on the setup, and making them parallel. That's another step.
yeah, but if
What is the third?
the third is not the network manager. Network manager wait online service on Fedora. It waits 1 minute on secondary interfaces, okay? And we can improve it to wait much less, okay? There are some ways how to, and it will affect, if we want, we can fix it on all the other tests as well that use secondary, not just SROV. It
Okay, so
really,
it's not related to so it's related to the optimizing the functional test so in the guess, so it will not wait a lot of time for to start the guess, right?
exactly, yes, specifically SROV improving, yeah. But I think it's we don't need to go into details about it. Now we need to do by the way, the folding it that you asked as another alternative, which is to make periodic just the SROV, which I less like, or else suggested it, I less like it. There is something in the middle in the Slack thread. I suggested something that also does the conformance, part of what I well suggested, part of what you liked
Yeah,
about the
but you're
conformance.
using the names and no one understands what you're talking about, so it's not useful. So
Yeah.
the option to how is scheduling, I don't understand how is scheduling what? We have scheduling usually. What are we talking about here?
I mean,
The
we
scheduling
can
so
the press submit the lane. We can take phase the SROV, and today it's phase 2, okay? And we
okay.
can make it basically periodic, uh, or this is one option. Instead folding it into one of phase 1 or phase 2, there is an option to make it periodic. Another option is that
How is periodic helps me? I don't understand.
just just I also don't like this option.
No,
It's
but how is this solving? I mean, doing it if we move it schedule, if it's
Hmm?
scheduled, then it's not block. It's not a blocker anymore.
You
It's
are
not
right.
required.
You are right. This is why I don't like it. So a middle ground maybe is, as you suggested once, to make phase one only conformance. Okay, I'm talking globally, not just SRV. Phase two will be just the latest Kubernetes plus the SRV folded into it, okay? And periodic will be all the non-latest Kubernetes, okay? This, I think this is, we win, it's win-win from all the worlds. And it's hybrid,
And then
yeah.
the I'm fine with that one, but the last part I'm not sure it will be accepted because currently what happens is that we are wasting two jobs for the two last version of Kubernetes that we are running against. I don't think they will accept it because although this is never, it was never, we didn't find problems there most of the time.
Right.
The problem is that if the scheduling job fail, then it's we will not know about it and no one monitors that and then anyway that the last part that you said it's a overall project level decision, not really SIG network in my opinion. We could be the pioneers of it, but there may be objection to do this because it will at some level lower the coverage.
I
I don't
think
know
that
if it's worth. I don't see why we should. It is worth fighting over at the moment. I
whatever you
mean,
say,
sorry.
I just think that whatever you prefer, I just think it will save a lot of precious time. But what if
Yeah,
you
but
want?
we could. You could start with something, and then when everything else will be done, then you can propose this one as like the last another step. No need to put everything on in the front at the moment. Let's clean up one by one at the moment,
Okay,
I think.
so
But anyway, the what you are asking here is about the optimization of the SRV specifically. Should it be should we fold it into the existing jobs, and should we change the phase one, phase two steps, right?
yeah,
That
but if we can postpone changing phase one, phase two, and just fold it, do run in parallel in a follow-up PR, and then do another discussion and follow-up about the deeper optimizations, given what you just said about, because maybe let's postpone, as you said, about the phases and so on.
Yeah, but the only reason the phases was raised because today we are running the SRV only on one against the latest Kubernetes version. And if you fold it into the existing jobs, then it will run for all of them, right?
I can, basically, we can't, even if we want, we can't run on all of them because not all of them support it, okay?
So
But I
can you
don't,
run only the latest one?
if we can, if we can run just the latest, yes, but then it will be phase one because the latest run phase one,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. No problem.
Okay.
How much time will it add to this lane?
So if we don't run parallel, it is a lot. It is between 20 to 30 minutes. If we do it in parallel, it's around 12 minutes top, okay? And if you do the deeper optimization, it's 8 minutes.
No, data optimization is for everything, not only for this one, right?
You are
Anyway,
right, but
12
specifically
minutes.
about SRV, what it's a
Let's
4
assume
minutes.
it's let's assume it's 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Is it acceptable? What is the current time? 2 hours or one and a
2
half hours?
hours, 10 minutes today, if last time I checked.
No, without the SRV.
Yeah.
So
SIG
2
network,
hours
2 hours.
they increased it by half an hour. I don't know when. So you have 2 hours and then we'll add 12 minutes. This is what you're saying.
It's in parallel, so it's
Yes.
it
So
may
if
be
today,
Hmm?
if today it is 2 hours, you are saying it will increase by 12 minutes. If we do the parallel, we'll finish up to the parallel.
No, it's in the same time of the parallel. But just a moment, I want to sweeten the pill.
Why
Because
are you guys ignoring the stability issue?
Because it's
Why
not
you ignore
related
you?
to this
Sorry,
thing.
You are
wait.
saying that it's not related, and I'm saying that before we run forward with this, we need to stabilize this lane.
It's not related. It's orthogonal.
I think that it is related. You're
Okay.
building future plans on a lane that is not stable.
Sorry, I don't agree. But just a moment, I want to sweeten the pill. In a moment, please. We can also fold it on non-latest if we want. Okay. The pro is that we won't waste time on phase one, which is amazing, I think. The cons is that we don't run on latest, but well, it's not that important. Sometimes bumping kind was best effort. So I think at least for now, it's not that important to run on latest. I think folding on phase two is better.
Okay, another option. So, Nir, why do you think it's problematic? We don't have a lot of time, but what is the problem that you are saying?
The
Can you
problem is
explain
that
it?
we have a test there that is flaking.
Yes,
And what it's going to do, it's going to cause reruns in a lane that is much longer.
okay, is it one test or many tests?
I think that it's one test, it's the hot plug.
Okay, so why it is not now a problem?
It is a problem. We need to handle
Okay,
it.
so why you didn't handle it? So why is it?
I didn't say that I needed to handle it. I
No,
said
not
we
you.
need to handle
We
it.
didn't.
We need to handle it.
Okay, so why is it will be worse? This is my question.
Because when users in the pre-submit, the network lane plus the SROV lane is going to take much, much longer. And if it fails only in the end, for example, it will have to rerun the whole thing. So it's rerunning 3 hours instead of running 20 minutes.
Okay, is there a plan to fix it?
Right now, there is no plan to fix it. We need to find time to fix it.
Okay, so you can quarantine it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
By the way, it
Guys,
doesn't really
we're 15 minutes past the end of the meeting. I just wanted to raise one thing. Ananya, can you please go back to the document? I just wanted to raise awareness to another web. It's in the open floor. It's a web for SIG compute that touches something network related. So please be aware of it. And I have to drop for another meeting. So thank you guys. Bye-bye.
This should not get in. Make sure it's reviewed. Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.